thumbs up. Alright, so in this little video, I'm going to go through how your body makes sex cells and why they need to be different to our normal cells. So, in our body we're made up of a whole lot of cells, and a lot of them just look pretty boring. They're basically a spherical type thing, and they're grouped together to make tissues like your lungs, your heart, your skin, that sort of stuff. Something they all have in common is that they've got a nucleus inside them, and inside the nucleus are things called chromosomes. And for all of our cells that make us up structurally, they've all got 46 chromosomes in them. Each chromosome can contain some information that are called genes or alleles, and they give us our individual characteristics. We've got half of those from mum and half from dad. So there's actually 23 pairs. So one from mum and one from dad. The combination of those, what are called alleles, make the genes that give us our hair colour, eye colour, whether we're going to be tall or short, that sort of thing. So to get 46 in the first place, then that means we must have started off as one cell with 46 chromosomes in it. So rather than writing these little squiggly lines as chromosomes, I'm going to just put the number 46 in there. This is what we call a diploid cell. It's got both sets of genes, or both sets of alleles. So di meaning 2, and then the ploid is sort of to do with the numbers of chromosomes. It's got both sets of them. When sperm and egg meet, this thing here is called a zygote. So that's that first cell that gets made. And the process that makes the zygote is called fertilisation. So that's what this workshop's basically about. Fertilisation, and how does the body make those cells for fertilisation? So for that, you need to have two cells meeting each other. One is about that size, and it's called the ovum. What's the other name that we use for ovum, the more common name? They're found in an ovary. Good. So if they're found in an ovary, what else do we think they might be called? Starts with E.
Eggs.
Spot on. So that's an egg. Alright, so it's the right name for it. It starts with 23 chromosomes. Only 23. It's fertilised by another cell, which is much, much smaller, but I'm not going to do it to scale. But it's basically all taken up by chromosomes, and it's got 23 in it as well. And what do you think this one's called? Oh, it's a scientific word.
Sperm.
Well done. So we end up with the sperm and fertilising the egg to make a zygote. Now, just so you know what happens after that, a process called mitosis, which is a type of cell division, ends up making the embryo and the fetus. So it goes through a couple of phases. You've got an embryo and then a fetus, and then you end up with the baby. The cell division happening in here is called mitosis. Mitosis keeps this number the same, so all the cells end up being the same but 42 chromosomes. So it's used for growth and for fixing or repairing cells. So it's going on in you right now, this process, for all of you. But to make these, we actually start with a normal cell in our reproductive system being turned into, if you're a girl, being turned into an egg, or a boy being turned into sperm. So what we have to have is a different type of cell division for these two. And what we've got here is, here there's 46, so it's diploid, but here we've only got 23 or 23, so it's only got half this number. Sounds a bit silly to say half ploid, so we just take the L and the F off and call them haploid cells, because they have half, in the HA, half the number of chromosomes. They don't have 23 pairs, they just have 23. So they're both called haploid cells. The reason they need to be haploid is that they need to then pair those chromosomes up to make the 46 in fertilisation. So what happens here is a process called meiosis. and one cell ends up becoming 4 eggs or 4 sperm. Whereas in mitosis, one cell becomes 2 muscle cells or 2 cheek cells or 2 skin cells or whatever for growth. The easiest way that I always had to remember this is just to say what sort of cells is it making. It's making sex cells, and I can't make the word sex with mitosis, but I can with meiosis. Just an easy way to remember that's the name of the process. These here have got a common name so that you don't have to say ovum or egg and sperm all the time. You group them together as this word. They're called gametes. So 2 gametes come together for fertilisation to make a zygote. The zygote grows into an embryo, then into a fetus, then into a baby. If you're looking at plants, they still have an ovum, but instead of sperm they have pollen. So if you want to have a really exciting, happy thought, and if you get hay fever, that's from pollen. That's the plant's male gamete getting up your nose. There's a happy thought for you. So what's going to happen next, and this won't be on the video, is you're going to get a sheet which has got the stages of meiosis. And you're going to try and cut them out and try to organise them to make a sequence. When we've got that done, we'll photograph that and we'll put that on the blog as well as a photograph of this.